Okay, welcome back. So we're going to carry on exploring the control panel. I'm going to add a couple more things to it. So first of all, we already have our button to turn the effects on and off. That's pretty good. And we have a slider to change the intensity. So let's add a couple more and see what that throws up. First of all, let's go back into edit mode, and I'm going to choose this one, the 2D slider. So you'll notice that this actually has two control ID outputs. That's because the 2D slider works on an X and a Y axis, so it gives us two sets of values. I'm going to hook them up to the shape actor. So let's drag them into position. So drag my wires, and notice again they disappear and they leave these numbered tabs. And let's give that a test. So horizontal, working very well. Vertical, well, it's working, but it's inverted. So let's see what we can do. Because this is only inverted on one of the values, I'm going to change that in the actual shapes actor itself. So I'm going to click on the vertical position and I get the settings option. And I'm going to tell it, rather than scaling from -50 to 50, I'm going to tell it to go from 50 to -50. So now, when I move this around, that matches up. Okay, so we've got a 2D slider, and this is a really powerful aspect, really, because it's not just that you know, it's less fiddly than getting in there and changing the horizontal position. You know, it feels nicer, but it's also doing two things at once, which I wouldn't be able to do if I was just navigating the patch. And obviously, if you're working on a screen, being able to move something around it and change that position all at the same time is a really intuitive interface. So simple interface, complex interaction. I'm going to add another thing. Let's see what else we can dig out. Okay, maybe a little pop-up menu here. Okay, so this can be for my dots actor. So the dots actor has two options for the mode. So it has boxes and dots. And obviously this isn't like a value of 1 to 100. You know, the way we sort of remember that is it boxes or is it dots? So something like a radio button or this pop-up menu can let us choose from a set of options. So if I double click this, it gives me 3 items in a list here. So I'm going to call the first one dots and the second one boxes, and click OK. And I'm going to hook this up. So now, in theory, I should be able to select dots and select boxes. So again, it's just finding those interfaces that match up and make sense to you. And the great thing is, just within this little area, I'm already able to change a lot of things about the patch. Let's go really crazy then. Let's change the color. So this color option gives you this lovely graphical interface of colors moving from bleached out white to dark black, and then you've got the hue tones going from top to bottom. And it also gives you 3 different control IDs, so it's giving you 3 values. And you might think these are RGB, but if we double click on it, I can see that they're actually hue, saturation and brightness. So we need to link to something that picks up those 3 kinds of color values. So I'm going to do a little search here for HSB, and I'm going to choose this thing, the color maker HSB. And if I drag it over here, so hue, saturation, brightness, I'm going to click the top one, give it number 6, the next one, give it number 7, and finally brightness, number 8, and I'm going to leave alpha at 100. So now, if we go to disable edit mode, if I move this around, you can see it's changing the colour that's output there. So we've got white on the left, black on the right, and we've got all the tones in between. And again, this is a much easier interface for selecting colour, because I can see it straight away, but also I can slide between the two, between all these shades that are available to me. And especially in a time-based effect, you can have real fun with that. So the last thing to do is to hook this up to the fill colour, and now you can see that I can move this around and change the colour of my flashing dot. So that's about it for now. That's just a brief introduction to some aspects of the control panel. There are obviously a lot more to explore. I'll go through a couple more of those in the next video, but in particular I'll be looking at ones which allow me to work with video files and access them. So I'm thinking of how to make a VJ setup which is quick and easy to use. I hope that's been useful for now. Bye bye.